All right. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about a balance. The importance of maintaining a nice balance between finding things in the future worth working towards and putting in effort and striving now to work towards things that you'll later on will be worth it, will be worth working towards, sacrificing things now for the sake of the future, for the sake of the people of the future, yourself and the people closest to you, or the people that stand to be closest to you, like if you're going to reproduce, if you're going to procreate eventually, working towards things that are in the future that you feel are worthwhile, that you're able to convince yourself like that's going to be, that's something really worth putting in effort. There's a nice balance to be found between that sort of stuff and also self-destruction and masochism and just like torturing yourself and then patting yourself on the back for it and then like yelling at other people and saying, look at what I'm doing to myself. You should do this. You should be doing this. You should torture yourself too. Be a man. Shoot yourself in the fucking foot and then try to repair it like a man. And I just, not literally shooting himself in the foot, but I recently came across a comment that really stuck out to me as being just a fucking golden example of this. Just the fucking 5-star example of what not to do, like the extreme of this. So there was some guy complaining about something on social media, which is very common of a thing to do on social, and someone responded to that with like a pretty long, not quite a novel, but a really long comment that mentioned how he broke his ankle not too long ago. And instead of giving his ankle some time to recover, to heal, taking some time off, no, he continued. He continued to go to his dishwashing job. He didn't take a fucking day off. He showed up and he worked through that pain. He washed those dishes. He consistently made that $11 an hour. Like a man, like a fucking man. And it's just that to me is just, and he's, man up, pussy. Go out and wash those fucking, you should be washing dishes too with a broken ankle. It's just fucking silly. This is going to catch up to him in no time. Like he's going to have a fucked up ankle for life because he wanted to prove to himself of how much of a man he was. Like it's just, there's a balance. There's a nice balance. That's the point of this video. It's 3 minutes in. Okay, there's a balance between like outright, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. There are different reasons as to why this is a thing that is not even that rare. Like it's comical, but it's also fucking sad. I think it speaks to the desperation that many dudes have for a sense of purpose and meaning. And look at me, I'm suffering for something. Look at me, I'm suffering for something worthwhile. That's something that we naturally have. And it's good to find things that are worth suffering for. But dishes, washing them with a broken ankle, that's not it. That's not it, fam. That's not it. That's not it. You got to find something better than that. You can't fucking, come on, man. You're better than that, for fuck's sakes. And I think that's a common attitude that many people have. Maybe not that extreme, but just sacrificing so much for so little. That there's a balance to be found there. That is, and this is the US of A, where I reside, and that's it is just sacrificing so much for so little. And one big one, being health. Like sacrificing your youth and your health for the sake of $11. Like, fuck, man. And that's an extreme, and he probably didn't have to. Like, I don't think he had to do that. I think that his job probably would have just take a bit of, But yeah, there's a nice balance. There's a really nice balance because it's worth finding things. You got to sacrifice things now for the future. That's good. That's good stuff. It's good to do that, to try and find things worth working towards. I haven't had many of those lately. And I've noticed that I need that. I need to work towards finding things that are really worth working towards. I need to put in effort there. It's good to do that. We need that. But that is a terrible substitute for that. You think of like the most like lofty examples of sacrificing, say effort, time, resources, your youth, your health, sacrificing these things for something higher, for something really worthwhile, and you're convinced of that, and you contrast that with the washing of dishes with a really fucked up ankle. It's never going to heal properly, and you're going to have a fucked up ankle until you eventually die, and it's going to cause, odds are, lots of chronic pain, lots of inability to work like say you wanted to get into like a manual labor job that you're going to be required to, or not even a manual labor job where you have to stand all day. There's a lot of jobs that you have to like stand and physical activity is involved, and you're going to be, it's just fucking insane, the contrast there. I wanted to share. I felt like sharing a few thoughts. You got to really, like, it's good to find things worth sacrificing things for, but like that is just the absurdity of that. It just blows my mind, because that is just, many people sacrifice so much, and who knows, maybe his ankle will be fine. Probably not. Probably fucking not. He broke it, and then he continued to put a lot of pressure on it consistently, and it's not going to be fine. I mean, it might not be that painful. It's not like maybe you won't have severe chronic pain every day, but it's not going to do him well. It's not going to ever be the same. And that was really fucking stupid. That was just, so don't do that. But I think there's a lot to be learned from that from that example, because that's it's very common. It's just a very various degrees, like that's the extreme. That's one of the most extreme examples of like sacrificing your health for the sake of, what, to prove to yourself that you can wash those dishes in spite of good amount of ankle pain. Just silly. It's fucking silly. But let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think? What are your thoughts on anything that I've said in this video? I don't know. But I wish y'all well, and I hope that you find things that are worth sacrificing things for, that are more than the washing of dishes. Goodbye.